Go.
All right. Good evening. Thank you all for being here. Today I'm going to be speaking on behalf of the Western Carolina graduates, and this whole assignment and speech is to help graduating students create a toolbox for useful resources for leaving school and having the advantage of having professors and counselors and family to help fund you and give you money throughout doing school and preparing for your future life. But the minute you leave, it can be more stressful planning for that money and planning with where you're going to be and what you're going to do. So for this assignment, I chose budgeting to add to this toolbox because I feel like it's not really discussed enough in like high school and middle school, and even in college you have to take certain classes with all that on top of it, and budgeting is just something you kind of learn with growing up, but I never learned it until I decided to learn it with this assignment. And with researching all of it, it kind of helped me to have an idea of like how you actually should be saving for the future in general. And college life is already crazy enough with trying to maintain like being in school and having to set up what you want to do with your job and your major and working out and having a job on the side to make money for all of this in advance. But money is the key word of all of that, and it relies on, or every factor relies on the one thing being money. And money and budgeting is valuable for college students because regardless of knowing what your future looks like, it can help you easily plan. You can easily set a financial plan to be the base of it and pretty much just be the backbone regardless of like having a major or having a job set up for when you leave college and all of that. I'm honestly a prime example of it all because I don't have a major decided right now. I'm undecided, and I don't have a structured plan of what I want to do. But after researching more on this and determining what saving looked like, I work a job right now at school over the summer, and I also take online classes. But saving up money from now on is going to be more useful because at least that will like be there for me to fall back on.
Emma, can I ask a quick question?
Yeah.
Do you feel like since you started this job, are you more aware of your budgeting now than you were before you started the job and you were just doing classes?
Yes, because I do have a like steady income coming in, and I can like separate that with going towards food money for the week or like just recreational spending and then saving as a whole. But even at that, the job I have now really doesn't pay enough to where I can save to the full amount of what budgeting consists of. So, but it still is helpful because even at that, budgeting still helps me to separate what I need my checks for and how many in general, even though my savings really isn't that much of like, it's not a large amount, but
you're starting somewhere.
yeah, exactly. But saving and making money can keep you at ease because even if plan A, B, C, like whatever you want to do for your future, it doesn't work out, it always keeps you, or always have something to fall back on. Saving money can be difficult, especially for young adults with social lives, and it's easier to spend money on what you want rather than what you need. So it can be pretty easy to just take out money of your savings if you want to go out with friends for dinner, or if you want to go get something at the mall or go see a movie. It's just easy to pull that out and just call it done, but it can start to add up and it creates a big hole in your banking account. But the real definition of a budget is an estimation of revenue and expenses over a specified future period of time. And starting a budget in college begins with asking the question to yourself, will your family pay for your cost, or do you have to rely on like financial aid or working a job to save up the money to pay off loans and everything? But even at that, like working a job in college can take away time from actually doing school and doing what your time depends on. But a useful source for all of that is actually NerdWallet. It's an app that can help you with breaking down your savings and helping you with like certain tools for how to save money and like spending and everything.
Can I ask a question about that? Do you know if it has like a chart or kind of graph to where you can plug numbers in, that they provide that so that you can set your structure up? Does it have tools like that?
Yeah, it's a free trial, but it basically just, it's kind of like a calculator. It just allows you to like put in pretty much what you make, what you spend, and it sort of lays out like breaking down how much you make and what it goes to, and then what you can spend that money on. So, but I guess it would apply to different people for like in accordance to different things. But like you said, a graph. I'm just gonna toss this around because I don't have a bigger representation, but just want to start there. And
Is this from NerdWallet that you found?
No, this is just another online source.
Okay.
Google, but
This is just an example of a budget.
yeah, this is like recommended spending for a college student. I guess you could apply this for any age, but when I found it, it was for college students. But the first one on there is, and y'all feel free to like go at whatever pace you want. I can explain it. The largest chunk is housing, so rent is probably takes up the biggest chunk, which my rent is about like $650 per month, and I live in a pretty nice apartment, but it still is a lot of money. And so that's 25 to 35% of what you should be spending, and then insurance is 10 to 20%. So that's more so for people who are graduating. So if you like new adults, and that's for like home, car, health insurance, and then with that comes food, and that's like 10-15%. And how I help with that is just kind of like when I get a check, I'll take out a certain amount and just spend that weekly on food and spend the same amount. And then you're supposed to save 10-15% of everything that you make, and then gas money, giving, so like charities, personal clothing, just recreational spending, and then utilities and medical. All of that is included in there, but for the most part, the biggest chunks are just rent, insurance, and food, and so on. But I thought that chart was really useful because I never really understood like how much you should be spending on what. And then there are also with that 5 steps that can help you with budgeting, and I got this from a source called Pay Off Life, and step 1 is to calculate how much you spend in a month, and that can be kind of hard, but if you basically just put together pretty much what's on that chart along with other things you spend money on, it can be easier to lay it out. And then the second one is to calculate how much you make in a month. So that's easier because you get a check either weekly or monthly, or I get a check weekly, and I usually make around like 100 to like 200, somewhere in that ballpark, depending on how many days I work. But combining those two together is what gives you step 3, which is set a saving and debt payoff goals, and that is subtracting your monthly expenses from your income, and that kind of gives you sort of a total of like what you have left. And then step 4 is to record all your expenses and incomes, and to think twice before reckless spending. So actually I have an example. I have a gas card that I use for when I fill up my car, and it's gotten hacked every recent time that I've used it, but so I've started to just record every time that I get gas and fill up my car so that I can prevent other things from happening, and learn when if it does get hacked again. But then again, step 5 is to be realistic and to aim for your budget and try to stick to it. But yeah, in conclusion, although there's stressful parts about college, money is the one thing that I feel like is the most stressful, but it shouldn't be, because there's easy ways to maneuver around it and learn how to save and learn how to budget. And I hope that this is able to help future graduating students with planning for their life ahead of them.